And the next individual you're about to meet is the same way. He is so passionate about life and mastering the game of life and business. As a matter of fact, you may or may not know this, but this next individual, and I'm going to talk about him in just a minute, he is out there every single day, well, 4 days of the week, building teams. And when we talked yesterday about the Powur formula, we talked about how this worked for the for the homeowners, as well as the seller side of this. So, reminder, the formula for money, the formula for success, the formula for impact starts with number one, connecting. And what's important when we're connecting with people are what are their interests? Where are they in their life and where do they want to go? Right? So this next individual that I'm going to introduce you to, Mr. JC Rangel, one of his passions, one of his interests is martial arts. As a matter of fact, he won a world championship at the age of 18, and he didn't stop there. He has mastered that game. Every day he's disciplined to that craft, and he has passed that on to his son. Every single day they practice, they rehearse, they get better and better. So the mindset of a champion is what you're about to see and experience. In addition to that, what fuels him, and again, we're looking, what do we connect with people on, is family. So when he comes to events, for example, when they were in Dallas, he brought his mom and his 2 kids and his wife. Here in San Diego, they're getting ready to head to Legoland. So think about when you build this business and you're talking to more and more people, what's important to them? How can you bring them into a new life? And just backstage, he was sharing with me, he goes, yes, I've reached the top of the leaderboards and I've done it in 4 days a week. Think about that. Building a life, building a business that gives you the flexibility, it gives you the freedom, it gives you connection with what you're most passionate about and allows you to do life by design instead of life by default. So when you are out there connecting with people, find out what's important to them and show them how this is going to be an opportunity for them to live that life that maybe they've only dreamt about. That's how we present this business, right? Yes, it's a platform. Yes, we sell solar and roofing and soon to be everything. But what's important to them is what will this do to my life? And then when you're closing or enrolling them, anchor in that experience that once they come onto this platform, once they reach certification, you're going to be there, and so is the system to move them towards that financial freedom in 3 years or less. And then finally, guide them as your coach, as your mentor, develop their mindset and their skill set and help them become the best that they can. And that's what this gentleman does every single day. So please, please, please help me welcome to the stage Mr. JC Rangel to take us to the next level of the game. Game on, brother.
Wow. Wow. Am I okay here? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. We're gonna get this thing started. First of all, excited to be here, Mr. Jim Bush. Thank you very much. I want to thank the creator for allowing me to be on this stage and to build the business that I've built, and Mr. Bud and all of the executive team, all of my team. If it wasn't for my team, this wouldn't be possible. So anyways, I'm excited to talk today about team building. How many of you guys, by show of hands, because I can see you guys, are excited about building a team? Raise your hands. Awesome. So we're going to talk about team building. So I'm going to get into this. And one of the things that I mentioned is this. Being on the top of the leaderboards constantly and being the top mentor in the company 2 years in a row, I can attribute those things to the fact that I was able to build a team, right? So building a team is absolutely the key for me to be able to do that. Now, I close 100 sales per year. 100 sales per year is what I close. My passive income from the team building has exceeded my 100 deal per year income. So I want that thought to enter your mind. We know what we make in this business, right? We make great money by selling solar. So if I close over 115 sales per year, right, and my passive income has exceeded that, that goes to show the power that we've got with Powur, right? So the first step in team building, these are 7 steps that you've got to master. The first step is finding prospects. You've got to have an ability to find prospects, and this is a skill, finding prospects. So I'm referring to customers and I'm referring to consultants. I do a good job of both, right? My focus is that, so when people ask me, what are some 3 things that you focus on, JC? I say, I focus on selling solar, I focus on recruiting people, and I focus on training people how to sell and recruit. That is 80% of my focus is selling, recruiting, and training people to sell and to recruit. So are you doing it through networking groups? Are you doing it through ads? Are you doing it through your warm market? Are you buying leads? Certainly the warm market is where we should start. I think everybody should exhaust their list. And every single time I do a training about this, I have to mention your goal. I tell my team, your goal should be to get 50 ambassadors within your first year minimum. 50 ambassadors. Ambassadors lead to leads, sales, and consultants, right? So within a year, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So 50 ambassadors, and this is what I duplicated in my organization. 50 ambassadors. Now, here's what happens. There's some people that are going to end up with, say, for example, 10, but because you put in their mind 50, they end up with 15. They end up with 20, right? And you should start with your warm market. So I tell people 200 people should, without a shadow of a doubt, know that you are in the solar industry. How soon can you get 200 people to know that you are in the solar industry? So you got to make your list, call people, and let them know that you're in the solar industry. And I have scripts for that I'm not going to get into here today. But finding prospects is a skill. You got to figure out how to find prospects. Are you going to networking events? Are you posting ads? Definitely working your warm market, etc. Step number 2, inviting people to view your product or opportunity, okay? This is the second skill. So what is your system for exposing people to the business? I'll give you an example. There's certain tools that I use. I created a domain name for myself. I recorded a Powur presentation, and I bought the domain opportunity.solar. So I don't have to search for a YouTube link. I just type in opportunity.solar, and I send it to my customers and my prospect. And when they click on that link, it will open up a YouTube channel, their YouTube app, and they will see the full presentation there. Now, granted, sometimes I do send the link because I also have them copied on my notepad on my phone. But I've got these tools. Same thing with customers. I've got customer tools. Let's say, for example, I present it to a customer, and that customer still hasn't bought. They need to think about it, whatever the case may be. I've got 2 videos, why solar, and also the customer testimony video. I've got them saved on my phone on my app. Why? Because you've got to let the tools do the heavy lifting for you. I invite people to the Monday night opportunity presentation, right? Because the question is your system duplicatable? Is your system duplicatable? And the answer to that for me is yes, my system is duplicatable because this presentation, the Monday presentation, the pre-recorded presentation that I sent to my customers says the same thing every single time. And it's not me presenting. Because here's the deal. You may be a great presenter. The problem with being a great presenter is that not everybody in your team will be a great presenter. So if I expose somebody to the business with a simple script, and I pique their interest, and I show them the plan through one of these duplicatable methods, the person's thinking, I can do what you did. You asked me a question if I was open. I said yes, and you sent me a video that explained your business opportunity. Hey, I could do that to my friends, family, and neighbors and people that I meet. So the third question is it duplicatable? I'm all about duplication, and that is how you grow from addition to multiplication, by having a duplicatable system. Step number 3. You've got to be able to present your product or opportunity, right? Now, are you a good presenter is a question. The follow-up question to that is being a good presenter a requirement? And I'm here to tell you it's not. But I will say this, though. The best presenters make the most money. Why? Because if you are a good presenter, you can help and duplicate other good presenters as well. So I ask myself, how many presenters do I have in my organization? The more presenters you have in your organization, that means that the more presentations are happening in your organization, the faster your organization is going to grow, right? And how consistent are those presentations happening in your group? There's sometimes that, some teams tell me, hey, man, we got a presentation going on over here. This other team has a Zoom presentation. I've got a lunch and learn going on over here. I would recommend that you work on your presentation skills. And here's how it starts. At your local event, ask the leader, hey, can I go out there and introduce you? Can I go out there and give my testimonial? Then you start getting comfortable in the front of the room. Then you start getting better and better and better. Eventually, you could become a presenter. Now, here's, again, I know some people that make an incredible passive income and they're not presenters, but they recruit other people that end up becoming presenters. That can work for sure. But if you want the best chance of success, don't leave it to chance. If you want the best chance of success, don't leave it to chance. Become a great presenter, and you will inspire and be able to train other people to also become presenters. So that's step number 3. Let's go to step number 4, following up with your prospects. Most sales professionals in any industry do not follow up with their prospects. Their follow-up skills are weak. The other day, last week, I said, I'm going to set this hour aside and I'm going to do nothing but prospect. I'm not going to look at social media, at my emails, at nothing. I'm only going to follow up with prospects. I made a couple follow-up calls during that hour that I blocked off, and I ended up getting 2 sales. Now, it was a win-win-win because I got a sale for me, I got a sale for the mentee, and the customer got to go solar, right? Same thing with my prospects. I follow up with them. Hey, so-and-so, are you still interested in a career in the solar industry? Or, hey, so-and-so, are you still interested in a lucrative career in the solar industry? See, it doesn't matter to me. I'm always prospecting people. And if they are, I make sure that they watch the video first because I do not have time to sit down and answer a million questions if they have not watched the presentation. Now, if they watch the presentation, I will take the time, of course, to answer their questions. So prospecting is everything, but the fortune is in the follow-up. Prospecting is everything, but the fortune is in the follow-up. And follow-up is an absolute skill that you've got to develop. And most sales professionals are not good at following up. Same thing with sales. This will lead to more sales because you have no idea how many times I talk to a customer. They says, yes, I talked to a solar rep. They were supposed to come back. They never came back. That just goes to show how it's a fact that most sales professionals are not good at following up. So I'd recommend that you follow up, and I'll give you this little tip. I follow up with memes, whether it be customers or future consultants. For example, I have a real estate agent. I was wearing one of my Solar Hero shirts at a friend's party, okay? And this realtor says, hey, are you a solar guy? I said, yes, I am. Long story short, I sold him and I sold his brother 2 cash deals just because I was wearing a Solar Hero shirt at my buddy's party, okay? Why would I wear Nike? Why would I wear another brand? I wear my own brand. They're not paying me. They're not sponsoring me. But guess what? My solar business pays me a lot of money. So, but before that guy went solar, he was, as the kids say, he was ghosting me, right? So I sent him a meme. And the guy's a realtor, top realtor at Century 21 in his office. And I sent him a meme of a cat in a suit reading a newspaper. And it shows that the cat is thinking, I'm going solar today. I need to go solar today. So I sent him that meme and I said, hey, brother, I passed by your office and I saw you in your office. I took a picture of you. Here you go. Have a great day. I didn't even ask him anything. I just sent him a funny meme. He writes back, LOL, call me later. I'm ready to go. Because just being funny about it, being casual about it, same thing I do with prospects to get them into the business. So make sure that your follow-up skills are on point. Step number 5, helping your new customers and your new consultants, okay? Help them become consultants. So what is your system for onboarding customers or onboarding consultants? Right now, we're talking about onboarding consultants. So I'll give you an example. When I sign somebody up, I say, I'm going to send you my link for you to sign up. I'm also going to send you a 7-minute video. I created a 7-minute welcome video that lets them know in 7 minutes what the next steps are. You're going to sign up. You're going to take your certification. Then you're going to go through the Fast Start training. And then once you're done with the Fast Start training, we're going to do a game plan interview. So after they do those things, I get on a Zoom or a call with them for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I go through a game plan interview. What do I go through this in my game plan interview? I go through their whys. I get 3 of their whys. Why are they doing the business? I go through their whys. I go through when they're going to get their first sale, their first 3 sales, and their first 8 sales. I go through their level of commitment. We write down the date. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have completed my first sale on or before, and I put in the date. Then same thing for their 3rd sale and their 8th sale. And then here's another thing that I do. I plug them into my Facebook group for my team and my Telegram group for my team where we have hundreds of people. So for questions, for support, because the system for onboarding people and getting them plugged in and connected, that system right there is kind of like the bonfire. If you're not connecting them to a system, so they know about the Monday morning training that I do every Monday at 10 a.m., about the Tuesday training that we have as well with JB, right? And my training academy. So my welcome video walks them through the whole thing. When I do the game plan interview, I set them up with success. I connect them to the system. It's the bonfire. If you don't have a bonfire to be around, it's kind of like you're in the beach. We're out here in Carlsbad. The beach is right here. Guess what? It gets cold in the beach. If you're not around the bonfire long enough, if you're in the cold long enough, you're going to wither away and die. You got to get your people connected to the bonfire. So you got to help your consultants get onboarded properly. Step number 6, help them get started right. So I kind of touched on this in the last one. The game plan interview, set their goals. You should know their goals and you should know their whys, why they're doing the business. Schedule their first meeting. Do you have a system for how you get other people started? You want to have a system for getting these people started into the business, right? So getting people started and plugging them into the system. I kind of went through both of these in these last ones. The last one, step number 7, you've got to become a master at promoting events. Here's the deal. Most people are simply announcers, not promoters. Promoters make the most money. As a matter of fact, today, the UFC is happening, right? John Jones is coming back. Some of you guys may not know what I'm talking about, but some of you guys do. The UFC is successful, and everybody here knows, 99% of you guys know what the UFC is, even if you don't watch it. Why? Because they're great promoters. And they are so successful. Why? Because they do an incredible job of promoting. Events get people to make the big decisions. I got a big event once a year, and I promote the virtual convention, and I promote the in-person convention that we've got later on this year like crazy, because here's the deal. Events give people recognition. And even if your teammate is not getting recognized, they see the recognition of others, and guess what they think? I want to get recognized like them. Recognition is so incredibly important in team building. Babies cry for it, and soldiers die for it. So the recognition, I was super happy that people yesterday from so many people from my team were on the leaderboards, right? That's very exciting. Shout out to Lily, shout out to Varia, shout out to so many of you guys, absolute champions. Luis Perez, it'll take too much time to go through that. So promoting the events, and here's the deal. You need to have the most real estate at these events. What do I mean by the most real estate? Here's what I mean. Every chair is real estate. Every chair, every seat, every person that you have, their eyeballs on these trainings, their butts in those chairs, seeing the presentations, the conventions, the Super Saturdays, the Power Days, all of it. You want to have more real estate than everybody else. You got to ask yourself, hey, by the end of the year, not the end of the year, by the convention, the in-person convention that we've got later this year, how many people will you have there? You should not have a goal of just being there by yourself. You should have a goal between now and then. Every single one of you, regardless of where you live, and even if you barely started, you could show up there with 10 people from your team. But most people, here's the deal, most people don't do that. You know why? Because they never written down. They never even thought about how many people should I show up to the convention with? No. You got to write it down. It's got to be specific. Also, when it comes to the events, you got to develop the proper meeting etiquette, meaning sit in the front, participate, show up to the event whether you've got guests or not. Even if you think you already have the training, you should always show up to trainings because you should always be sharpening your axe, okay? And then the last thing I'll leave you guys, because I'm about to close out, is this. Those events are where people make the biggest decisions. I recommend that you never miss an event. I tell people, listen, the only reason why you should miss an event is if you've got to go to a funeral and you're the one in the box. Outside of that, you should be at every single event. So with that being said, my job is done here.